country and to have the benefits of American citizens and freedoms that we enjoy that sometimes are taken for granted. Those freedoms have been gained by the many sacrifices of men and women in uniform, both here and abroad, past and present. And we ask that you be with each of those as they continue to defend our great country, and be with family members of those who have given the ultimate sacrifice so that we can experience the freedoms that we have today. And we thank you for the opportunity to live here in Hart County in a beautiful setting. Thank you for the many blessings that were bestowed upon us throughout the Christmas season and into the new year. We ask that you bless each board member and give us the wisdom and knowledge to make the right decisions and keep everyone safe and healthy tonight as they go home afterwards. And we ask that you be with everybody in law enforcement, first responders, and EMS as they protect us and keep us safe from harm's way. It's in your name I pray. Amen. This time I'd like to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'll call to order the Tuesday, January 8th, 2019 meeting of the Hart County Board of Commissioners. First item of business will be to welcome everyone here. First thing that we'll do tonight will be to approve the agenda. I knew we need to add personnel and litigation under executive session.
I have one more item. Chairman, I'd like to add the courthouse annex roof to get some directions on get repaired. This last rain pretty much done it in.
All right.
Put it under new business 13.
We'll just go into probably the middle of the meeting.
I move that the agenda approved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby and a second by Commissioner Teasley to approve the agenda. Any more discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. First item of business for 2019 will be the election of board chairman. I'll open up the floor for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's satisfaction that the board okay. I hope that we will continue that we are, that we will keep our chairman, keep the vice chair, and keep our IBA also. That's the same. That's my motion.
Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Teasley. That would be for myself to continue as chairman, Commissioner Sayer as vice chairman, and as the IBA alternate. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. I'll go ahead and vote too. So motion carried unanimously. First item on the agenda as far as actual actions tonight, approving the minutes of the previous meetings. You've got December 11th, 2018 meeting minutes in your packet. Can I get a motion that we approve?
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer. Is there a second?
I'll give you a second for the changes.
Okay, what change you got?
Item number 11, Commissioner's report. Commissioner Oglesby, Sayer, and Teasley extended Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. Commissioner Teasley wasn't here. Commissioner Teasley should have been me, I guess.
Somebody owes somebody money.
I guess we come out about equal on that one.
I won't even go
Is
there.
that the only change?
That's the only thing I've seen.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is remarks by invited guests, committees, and authorities. We don't have anyone. Item 8, reports by constitutional officers and department heads. Mr. Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have one brief report that really is a matter of information more than anything else. It's something that troubles me a little bit. The governmental shutdown was brought home on me today when I received a administrative order from the United States District Court for the Middle District of Georgia, which is our district. And it recites basically that civil proceedings are stayed. That is, basically, this administrative order applies to all civil cases in which the United States, its agencies, or its officers or employees are named parties, or in which the United States Attorney or any Assistant U.S. Attorney is counsel of record. And it is an indefinite order until such time as funding comes back into place. So it's just an example of something that I would never have really even thought about myself as a consequence of the governmental shutdown, but that's it. I don't think it hurts anything that we don't have anything pending in the Middle District right now, but I thought you might like to know.
Okay. What does exactly that mean? Is there going to be no trial?
Basically, if it involves any of those people enumerated, that's exactly what it means. For example, if there was Social Security appeal, you know, there are appeals to the U.S. District Court after the administrative law judge finishes with them. It recites that it says the court has been informed that because of this lapse, and that's the lapse in funding, attorneys and other employees of the Civil Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Georgia are prohibited from working, even on a voluntary basis, during this lapse in funding. And furthermore, employees of many other federal agencies who may have matters before the court are prohibited from working, even on a voluntary basis. Now, it does not, as I read this order, it does not apply to criminal matters. In other words, matters of crimes against the United States, they'll roll right along. I presume there's some kind of ancillary funding. But it's just an interesting thing that I've never seen before in 42 years of law practice.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is County Administrator's Report. Terrell?
I have nothing on my own tonight, but when you get to your financial report, I had a comment or two I want to make about some numbers.
Okay. Chairman's report, we'll go ahead and go into the financial report. If you want to go ahead and make those, I think it's about EMS fees.
Correct.
Okay. I can cover those if you want me to. Let's get through it. When we get to it. You'll see our annual dashboards that we cover first meeting of each month. Our revenues and expenditures. The bogey number for us is $1,022,170 per month. That's what we need in revenues to meet our budget and also cover our expenditures. Actual revenue for the month of December was $2,931,908. Reason for that is property tax collections, and property taxes were due December the 20th. So that number is significantly over the target or the monthly target that we would be looking at. And the reason for that is because of the collection, for the one-time collection. Actual expenses were $929,230 in the month of December. So revenues were way over budget, and expenditures were about $100,000 below. So a good month. Total variance between revenues and expenditures was $2 million. And we actually added $1.75 million to our reserves, but that'll draw down as the year goes forward. Looking at the individual revenue sources that we look at every month, or real property or property taxes, had a goal of $462,000 in collections. Actually took in $2,178,935. LOST, which is a sales tax that's used to roll back the millage rate. Target for it's $179,000. We actually came in at $202,000, again above budget. EMS fees have been lagging. You can see down, Terrell's got a note down at the bottom.
That screen over there messed up, Joe. It's correct on the one over your head.
So for September, October, and November, there's pending EMS Medicare claims of $167,650 that are due. So when you do the math, that's about $56,000 per month. When you add that to the existing numbers, those numbers turn green as well. They actually go over 100,000, except for December it'll be 98 versus a target $91,700. And lastly, the vehicle title fee, budgeted at $56,000. a month, we come in at $65,378. So people still buying a lot of cars for that number to be where it's at. All right. Overall, solid month and looking good year to date. Our revenues are 11% over budget, and our expenses are 3% below. So as long as we keep running that kind of a trend, we'll have another solid year. So 3 months into it, and we'll continue to monitor that each meeting. Additionally, I'd just like to say a couple of things. First of all, I appreciate the confidence in my colleagues in asking me to serve as chairman again this year. Looking forward to it. We're going to continue to do the same things. We're going to promote transparency. We communicate. There's no secrets on this board. Everybody knows everything that's going on. Economic development is going to continue to be a priority for us, and we're going to continue to try to work toward getting some ordinances updated. That's one of the things I think we all know we need to do, and looking forward to a great year. With that being said, move into Commissioner Report, District 1.
I have nothing, Mr. Chairman, to tell about problem today.
Okay. District 2.
Getting a lot of paperwork, like from, I guess, Randall Graham, that a lot of roads are being picked up by the Whitworth Women's Facility out there, and we appreciate the help we get from them. That's all I got.
District 3.
I have nothing, Mr. Chairman.
District 4.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. We all got together and rode around and looked at roads back a few weeks ago. Made a road list of things to get done. And in that, we had conversation of different avenues. I've been doing a little research. I know Terrell's been doing some too. And I would like for us to put on the agenda for our next meeting, or the first one in February or something like that, to look at different options on the road pavement. I think there's some options out there that we can do that'll save us quite a few tax dollars and make the people happy too. I'd like to put that on the agenda.
Okay.
Next time in February, whenever you need time.
But they need to get running, released involved, and also to
I think you want to talk about methods and things like that first, right?
Yeah, we just discuss what's available to us and what we can do.
Okay.
If Ronnie wants to come, that's fine with me.
Anything else?
Yeah, I put this right here in your box. I'd like for y'all to take a look at it and read it. That's for the VETA board, and it's really defines exactly what's required of you, any disqualifications and qualifications. It's got a lot of good information there that we really could be nice if we had that on our boards and authorities. That's all I got, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
And I want to back up. The Friday before Christmas, we had a culvert that washed out over on Country Ridge Estates, and I failed to mention this, and I feel like this is something that needs to be done. I want to thank Terrell, the guys at the road department, Van Fire Department guys. I don't want to name anybody because I'll leave somebody out, but those guys got out, worked, and replaced culverts so those folks could get out. They only have one way in and one way out, and stayed over there till about 9:30 that night. It was cold, and the wind was blowing, and it wasn't a pleasant situation to be working in. But I just really wanted to extend the attaboy for the efforts to get that situation taken care of. I apologize for forgetting it. That being said, we'll move on into old business. We've got a Board of Assessors vacancy interview. At this time, do y'all want to go ahead and start with the interview? Mr. Satchel's here, and then we can go into executive session shortly thereafter. Is everybody good? Yeah, we'll have to do an open meeting. So, Mr. Satchel, if you'll come forward. While he's coming forward, we have been looking for a candidate to fill an opening on the Board of Assessors. This is a critical function for both the Board of Commissioners, the school board, as well as the municipalities in Hart County as they use our tax digest. And this has been open. We're going to do the interview, and just couldn't get the schedules to work out back in December. So with that being said, I'll let you turn the floor over to you and let you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested.
Okay. Well, I'm interested primarily because I got a call from Mr. Carswell that said, would you help us out? I came to Hartwell, I guess, in 1978, and came from the University of Georgia with a degree in banking and finance, and went to work for Jimmy Bell Sr. in the garment business, and did that for 25 years. I left there as Vice President of Operations, so I've been here and raised 4 kids here in Hartwell, and my wife was a school teacher and principal here for, I guess, almost 30 years. After I left Hartwell, I bought a business and ran a little top threads business here in town for, well, I'm still actually running one of the divisions of it, but I was the businessman of the year, I guess about 15 years ago. And still in the garment business. I do embroidery. I've got a plant in North Carolina. I'm semi-retired, so I travel up there occasionally, but now I'm spending most of my time here in Hartwell and got time on my hands and not dead yet, so I thought I could contribute back to the community a little bit. And when Steve mentioned you guys had an opening, I thought that's something I could do and something I could be helpful and useful, so that's my story.
Okay.
Have you served on any other boards in Hart County for previous?
No, I was in Kiwanis for a number of years, but never as in government board of any kind.
What do you feel like the role of the Board of Assessors is?
To be fair, to help give the community an opportunity to, if they've got a question or they've got an idea, somebody that's an impartial body that can look at the situation and make a fair and honest appraisal for them.
David, I know there's some classes and stuff like that you have to go to. You think you have any problem attending any of them classes?
No, that'd be fine. I'm also involved with the CASA program here in Hart County, so I do a lot of stuff with training courses and things like that for the CASA. We do helping out with foster kids, and we're court-appointed special advocates, so my wife and I both do that.
Okay. As far as the staff and dealing with personnel issues with the appraisal staff, if those come up, you're comfortable with handling those kind of issues?
I've done a lot of it.
I'm not saying there yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
How many people did you supervise at the Hartwell Company?
I guess probably altogether was, at the peak was probably 1,500. We had plants in not only Hart County, but we had plants in Alabama, Mississippi, and we bought one in Baltimore, so a little bit everywhere before NAFTA took in real good.
Okay. Any other questions, anything? You got any other questions for us?
I don't.
Okay.
I've been to one of the meetings and got to meet everybody, so
Something you feel like you'd be a fit for?
I hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, David.
Okay. I lost my agenda. I'll put it here. Next item on the agenda is an amendment to Section 2-26 regular meetings. This will be our third and final reading, and then this ordinance amendment basically changes our meetings to 6 o'clock going forward. Could I get a motion that we accept this as third and final reading? I have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a citizens road litter pickup policy.
At the meeting in December, there was a call to myself and a couple of y'all, I think, by some citizens that was interested in helping pick up the litter along the road they live on. But they would run into a problem when they go to the transfer station or the satellite station to get rid of it. They want them to buy one of our bags and put them in. So we come up with this just to give them a pass if they want to pick up litter on the roads they're on. And I'll tell you now, when you're reading it, the letter's spelled wrong. I called it, the one I called it for me the day I fixed it, it's correct now. But this just gives them a chance to either call in, email, we can send them a pass, they can come and pick it up, we can send them a pass by email. It gives them 2 days to deposit the litter they pick up at either satellite station or the mail station at no charge. If it's a simple policy, I wanted to keep it simple where everybody could understand it.
Yeah, we just need to have a person 7:30 and just need to adopt.
No, that's just a policy.
So we just need to.
That's just a policy.
Right. We need to adopt it.
I move that we go ahead with this. Chair, to look it over and put it together and drop it off.
I have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby that we adopt the road litter pickup policy. We discussed this before, and let's move
I'll
forward.
give you a second.
Have a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion?
I got one question.
Okay.
Being we got a 90-day span on there, if somebody decides they want to pick up a section of road, I'm just going to throw them out there, Crossroad Circle, and they pick up that section. A month later, somebody will pick up another section of Crossroad Circle. They won't be able to do it because of the 90-day policy, so we need to have it in here.
Well,
Be able to allow a
It
section.
depends on how you interpret that. Does the 90-day policy cover the person that's getting it or the road?
Well, I don't know. That might need to be put in here clearly.
I would say it'd be the person, 'cause we're putting the person's name on there that's actually going to be doing it and taking it to the center.
If it covers a person, that's right. I got one more thing. You need to look at the application. There's missed a word on it.
I've done it. It's litter too, I'm sure. I'll fix it for them this afternoon.
Okay.
That's why all these ladies in this building here, they keep a watch over me, keep me straight.
All right.
Well, I had a little concern. I'm wondering
How a leader versus a litter.
to a leader.
You got to understand, I did have trash in there. I wouldn't have made a quick change to all of them, and
I got a motion by Commissioner Oglesby and a second by Commissioner Carter to adopt the policy as discussed. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. If it's okay with the board, I'd like to go ahead and let's break in and do the executive session, and then we'll come back out and cover new business and public comment. Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby.
Second.
To go into executive session for personnel litigation, second by Commissioner Teasley. All in favor, raise your right hand. This shouldn't last but just a few minutes.